Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FAF Cast. In this little episode, we're gonna go and take a look at the best of 3 game between archsimkat and Blinchik that had happened a few days ago in Legends of the Stars Qualifier, round 3. These games here are gonna be from the loser brackets final, so it's gonna be a games for the 3rd place. So obviously, even though both of the players had managed to go and qualified for the main tournament, they're still playing for the seeding so they can actually get better brackets in the main tournament. So, the players. In the right bottom corner we have Mr. archsimkat going with his Cybran ACU in a deep blue color, starting with land first, gonna go for the 4 maxes and then most likely gonna rush the Hydra. Yep, as we can see. But on the other hand, Mr. Blinchik is playing the Seraphim in a beautiful purple color. Going for the land first, pigeon and then maxes, and from the factory he's gonna go and make 3 Selens to go and see and scout his own opponent. Maybe even gonna go and try to kill some of the expanding engineers because, well, not many of you know, but this map is really heavy on the reclaim, and as such getting rid of the early engineers can go and punt a really big dent to the expansion plans of your opponent. Because not only you kill the engineer, you also make him go and miss on all this juicy mass. And it seems like Simkat have the same idea. He's gonna go and try to move a few moles to the other part of the map so he can go and keep tabs on what Blinchik is doing. Meanwhile, I can see a T1 air factory being produced. A quite curious choice, but it seems like Simkat will want to, yes, go with the bomber and kill off the engineers. A mole is coming closer, as the little spy he is. We will see if he's gonna get spotted or not. But so far, the other one is gonna die to the single Tom, which is on a mission to go and secure the expansion zone that should belong to Mr. Simkat. Yep, so far... Oh, yeah, the mole also died. It seems like he got reclaimed. Most likely. And then, I said that the Selens are gonna go and spot whatever is happening here, right? And there you go, Blinchik is fully aware that there is a T1 bomber coming his way and he's already making 1 MAA and even started making a T1 air defense, and as such it seems like he's gonna be just fine. Yep, the scouts go down, the bomber is homing onto another target, gonna drop the bombs. Boom baby, the first guy is dead. Is he gonna go and take a few more with him or not? Second drops. Payload drop. Oh! There goes the engineer, but the bomber is gonna pay with his own life for that. Meanwhile, the Tom from before managed to go all around this way here and try to go and see if there's any engineers on the other side of the map. As Simkat is actually a little bit slower than Blinchik was expecting him to be. But it seems like he might go and pick up this single engineer here. And nasty Selen. Oh, nope, not gonna kill the engineer, as the engineer managed to reclaim this Selene. But the Tom on the other side is gonna go and make a short work of the other engineer. So far, when we look at the expansion, we can see that Simkat is actually a little bit ahead, but he's stalling really hard. It seems like instead of reclaiming the mass, he's gonna go and try to use the engineers to get as many mass points as he can. Now, some fight, Mantis spotting the Tom. A Mikra coming up from Blinchik, evading a few shots, and is it gonna make it? It is a close one. It is a close one. The mole dies, and the Mantis is gonna stay alive, but the tank is still going in strong. Fortunately, there is one more Mantis coming in, and it's gonna go and make a short work of the Tom. On the other hand, Blinchik is finally starting to go and churn out some build power with the land factory, so sure enough, we're gonna go and see some kind of land action, as we have the first mantises going in and looking for a prey. Come on, where are the victims? As for the air factory, it seems like Simkat is not gonna do anything more than just churn out some T1 engineers and some flyers to go and scout. Because I really don't see bombers being as useful in this stage of the game, so I can agree with his choice. Even more so as a few MAA is gonna be enough to go and basically cover the whole map. A small run by happening with the Mantis. Are they gonna go for the kills or not? We're gonna pick up a single engineer. After that, most likely gonna kill this little lone Tam. The Tam goes down, but there's more units coming in to go and reinforce this position. Ya is too gonna die. Fall down. Tam also under fire. The Celine dies. But after that, the Mantis will have to simply go and fall back and retreat. More Mantis making raids on the other part. Gonna pick up a single engineer and then make sure that this massacre is not gonna get finished. Maybe even gonna get one more. No, they won't, as Blinchik's AC is actually gonna come and intercept this little Mantis. It's not gonna do enough. The T1 massacre gonna stay alive and keep on shutting out us. It seems like Blinchik is right now on the back foot. Let's see. Yep, when we look at the score, archsimkat is actually 1k ahead. And oh my, 300 muscle. That's real bad, but when we look at the mass income, there is what? 37 up against 27. So 10 mass more per second for Mr. archsimkat, so no wonder he actually is stalling with energy when he has so much more mass to go and use compared to Blinchik. And even when we go and look at the reclaim numbers, it's gonna be 6.5 up against 7.5, so Blinchik actually getting better hand on this. The AC under, okay, or maybe not, it's not under attack. There is more stuff happening on the middle, yet at the same time Blinchik is gonna go and try to push for the left expansion with his stamps. He's gonna go and pick off a few Mantis and then get rid of this 41 Maxis. So all in all a good raid, but if you go and look here, it is clear that Simkat managed to go and secure the other part of the map way faster than him. So even though he won the left part, he's still not ahead. The AC is gonna go and make a short work of the town. More Mantis pouring into the top part. Gonna go and try to deal with the Thames and maybe then even go and put a dent in this expansion here, although I don't think it's gonna happen unless the AC is gonna go and join the fray. The Mantis are just not gonna be enough. There is simply way too much build power in these factories. And speaking about factories, we have what? 21 T1 land factories from Mr. Simkat versus 27 from Blinchik. But when you look at the amount of mass, no, it seems like the tides are turning and Blinchik is back in the game. More little skirmishes on the middle with Mantis and Tams exchanging fire all the way across the map. Nothing much gain here. Just this additional field of reclaim to be scooped. And it seems like Simkat is actually making interceptors. Is he gonna go? Oh, it seems like he's gonna go all out on the Jester snipe. With this interceptor, he's sure enough that he can go and grab the air control, and without any kind of intis or any kind of MAA in the mix from Blinchik, the air snipe can be actually a really big threat to him. But on the other hand, it seems like Blinchik is gonna go and try to go and finish off the ACU belonging to archsimkat. Or maybe not, as the mouth Mantis. Yep, Mantis are coming back to go and support the ACU, and as such the Tams will have to go and retreat, otherwise they're gonna go and waste the mass invested in them. You can go and see that they're going and slowly retreating back, trying to regroup and get enough tanks to go and stop the ACU from rampaging. On the left side we have even more Mantis going off, reclaiming what belongs to Simkat. The expansion that was lost a few minutes ago is right now under his own control, but the enemy ACU is gonna make sure that it's not gonna belong to him for long enough. Is this gonna be it? We can see the Mantis is coming in here. It might be a pincer attack against the ACU when we go and look at the amount of units here. Yep, 60 mantises. And if you go and cut the few jesters... Oh, just a few. I mean, it's 6 jesters. That is horrible. Is Blinchik even aware of it or not? No, he's not aware. He didn't scout the enemy base even a single time as his AC is right now under the fire. The mantis are gonna go Shift G onto it. He's being focused really hard. The mantis on the other side are also going to go and make sure that the reinforcements are not gonna come back, but the jesters are coming. They're gonna go and start pouring the rain from the air. Oh, whoa. This is gonna be it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. There is not enough AA, no MAA, no interceptors. The Jester is gonna go and make a short work of the ACU. GG, well played, and see ya in the game number 2. So far, Mr. Simkat is the one winning 1-0. GG. Okay, so, without any further ado, welcome back to game number 2, between archsimkat and Blinchik in the Lots Qualifiers for the 3rd place in the losers bracket. So, this time we have archsimkat going with the UEF in the blue colors, so it's quite a change of pace compared to his Cybran pick in the last game. Meanwhile, Blinchik yet again going with a purple Seraphim. The map is gonna be there as a sanctuary, so it's gonna be 10 by 10, and there is yet again a lot of reclaim, and as such we can see both players going for quite pigeon heavy build orders, as they're gonna go and use all the mass that is here to go and power up their own initial build orders. Now, when we look at the factories, it's gonna be land factory. Yep, 3 land factories, and only then he's gonna go for air when it comes to Simkat. On the other hand, Mr. Blinchik is gonna go for air. Yeah, but it should be transport rush when I go and look at the amount of the pigeons. It's gonna be 10 pigeon. I mean, no, it's gonna be 9 pigeons. Still, a big number if you ask me. But nevertheless, it's gonna go and fast forward his expansion game quite fast, because as you can see, even though it's still only 10 by 10, the expansions are actually quite a long way from home. There is gonna be like what, 8 clicks to go? So really, you don't wanna use your engineer to go this slowly while grabbing all the mass here, like, no, that would take too much time. Just go and get a T1 transport out and drop your engines. Don't be a loser. Okay, but it seems like this is exactly what Mr. Simkat is gonna do. He's gonna go and walk one of his engineers, slowly reclaiming all the juicy mass, and only then is he gonna go and get this little expansion here. A quite peculiar choice, if you ask me. I would go and try to bank on a fast expansion of the air factory. Okay, Blinchik going with the scout first, afraid of getting his transport shot down by some T1 intis from the air first, or maybe second air factory. But as we all know, archsimkat is gonna go and bank on the big amount of mass, and he's gonna go for the land factories. Get the build power running and the energy, and only then is he gonna go and try to do something funny. So far it's all about getting the foothold. Only now is he gonna make the air factory, but when you go and compare the bases, it is clear, it is... oh my, this... oh, Blinchik, my little pancake. You are stalling so hard, although actually I don't think that's too much of a problem, considering you only have, what, 3 T1 maxes, so you're not gonna feel it. Meanwhile, it seems like he's gonna be capable of the airlock over the air factory belonging to Mr. Simkat. The first shots are fired, and the cyclone interceptor belonging to Simkat is gonna take fire. Another exchange, but there is one more coming in, and as such it's gonna be a GG. The airlock is done, and as such the... oh yeah, I was gonna say that he needs T1 MAA or a T1 RPD, and that's exactly what Simkat had done. He had way more build power than Blinchik available, and even though he had less air, he had the engines to go and make the PD. Where are you going? Where are you going, Blinchik? Oh, gonna go and reclaim the T2 engines? Pigeons? No. Oh my, this is looking spicy. This is looking actually quite spicy. He's gonna go and make a T1 LAN factory here, so that he can go and make some engines and start reclaiming this mass here. And maybe even... oh, he's gonna go and hijack the pigeons from the Aeon civilian population, and then gonna go and drop rest of the engineers really close to the base belonging to Simkat. Is this gonna be a proxy? I mean, it must be proxy. Yep, this is a proxy. Some more airdrops gonna go for the expansions, and on the other hand, Mr. archsimkat firmly in control of the air game. It seems like his expansion game is also a little better. At least so far. When we look at the income, he have 2 more T1 maxes. But he also scouted the proxy base, and honestly, I don't think it's gonna work out for Blinchik. This is just way too slow. There is not enough build power when you go and compare all these T1 factories that Simkat have to just this few here. It's not gonna be enough. The transport was scouted, and as such the T1 interceptors from Simkat gonna go and aim for it. They're most likely gonna go and kill it, but on the other hand, there is a T1 bomber belining for the expansion in the top right corner. And it seems like there is nothing to go and protect it. There is no air. No, actually there is air, but air is gonna go and protect the proxy base. But the proxy base is not gonna work out. I really don't see it working out. There's just not enough build power in here. The bomber is going there, waiting for the information from the scouts. The interceptors managed to go and pick up the T1 transport belonging to Blinchik, and now bomber gonna go and drop the bombs on... Why are you building Selens? Don't do it. The bombs are dropped and the engineers gonna evaporate just like that, burning in a beautiful napalm fire. The T1 transport from archsimkat is actually gonna manage to drop down the engineers. A beautiful hot zone drop from archsimkat, making sure that the engineers can go and stay alive and then procure the expansion on the left-right corner. Meanwhile, when it comes to the proxy base, it seems like Simkat is finally taking some precautions against it, sending some units to go and deal with it, but the TAMs and the T1 single PD is gonna be enough to go and make sure that the the proxy base is still gonna stay alive. Strikers and TAM extending fire, with way more units in hands of Blinchik at the moment, but we can see all this tanks pouring in here. This is a bad look. It seems like this proxy base is gonna die in a matter of few minutes. Sloss saying that did he cap... Oh my... Yeah, looks like he might actually have cancelled the capturing of the T2 power gen. You don't wanna see it, but well, it happens. T1 Scorcher gonna die to the anti-air fire coming from the base of Blinchik. Some small exchange of fire, and it seems like the bomber is gonna finally get picked up by the T1 interceptors belonging to Blinchik, but the damage has been done. The expansion in the top right corner for Blinchik have been delayed for way too long. He's really behind. And it seems like the proxy base is also under heavy fire. T1 PD in here, gonna go and make a short work of this T1 TAM, and then gonna go for the T1 land factory, this can stay alive under the Zuli fire. Now it's gonna fall down. But even then, it's a bad outlook for this. You can go and see that this little risky play is not gonna work out. The proxy base is gonna slowly get destroyed. There's just nothing that can go and save it right now. I mean, after all, Arx can go and just move his ACU and be done with it. We can see that Blinchik is actually going for the T2 suit upgrade on his ACU, so we will see what he will do with it, because honestly, right now he's in a really bad spot when we look at the map. What, 40 T1 tanks versus 10. The top expansion is also gonna be under attack in a few seconds. As we can see, Striker is getting rid of the few towns that were defending it. And after that they're gonna go and kill off the engineer and get rid of this base. Another pigeon captured for Mr. Blinchik, so... At the very least, he now have enough T2 power to go and power up his economy. As small as it is, he's still trying to get the T2 suit. Oh my. Is this a T2... Yes, this is a T2 air factory that is making a T2 transport, and considering that Blinchik is making a... Oh my. This is getting spicy. This is actually getting spicy. This is gonna be a T2 or maybe even T3 drop with his ACU. Is this gonna be a com drop? What is he gonna do with it? I mean, when you go and look at the state of the map, it's clear that he's way behind, but he's gonna go and make a TML. Okay, he's not out of the game yet. He's gonna go and try to make some kind of cheesy plays. I believe in a Pancake. Come on, Pancake. You can do it. You can do it. Although he's stalling really hard. Okay, he just captured the last of the pigeons. And as such, he's finally in the clear when it comes to the energy income. But it's looking really bad. Look at all the T1 units pouring into the middle of the map. Gonna go and get rid of the engineers. After that, they're gonna pick up the T2 power generators. This is looking bad. Top expansion is also forgotten. It cannot be saved. The ACU is in and it's flying somewhere. Where are you going, Mr. Pancake? Mr. Pancake, what is your plan? Are you filled with cheese or a jam? Oh, okay. Flying through the middle, making sure that nothing spots him. Some drops coming from Arc. And okay, this is an all-in play. Oh my. Simkat trying to get the T2 suit on his ACU, but it seems like he's still unaware of the... No, he's not aware of what is happening. Oh boy. Oh boy. The ACU is gonna drop down. It is dropped. It starts firing at the engineers. The TML is flying. Is it gonna go and connect? It connects with the Simkat ACU. It drops down to half the HP. The ACU, the gun upgrade is gonna go and put out so much damage to it. Simkat actually realized what the hell is happening. It is starting to move his ACU away. He's gonna go and try to run away. The engineer is gonna go and try to get some T1 PDs up and running, but the gun upgrade is gonna be enough to keep on churning out so much damage. The TML flies off and... Oh! Whoa. Whoa. I mean, what do you want me to go and say? What do you want me to go and say? It was a pancake full of cheese. There was no way out of here. I mean, would you even go and expect someone to go and drop a TML ACU in middle of your base and then use the said TML backpack to go and snipe your ACU from 5 meters away? Well, okay, never mind, let's just go to the game number 3 and see who's gonna go and win the 3rd place. Yikes, what a game. Okay folks, it seems like we somehow made it to game number 3 between Mr. Blinchik and archsimkat in the Lots Qualifiers. The game for the 3rd place. So, honestly, after the last game I have no clue what to expect. Like, in the first game we saw archsimkat doing really good, winning it quite easily. In the second game he was ready to go and mop the floor with Blinchik. But somehow Blin managed to go and squeeze out such a cheesy ACU play that honestly I myself would never see it happening. Like, just imagine you're archsimkat playing the game, winning everything, destroying him like there is no tomorrow. And suddenly there is a Chad ACU with T2 suit, TML pack and a gun upgrade. Just raining fire upon your ACU, and imagine hitting 2 TML shots in succession. Like, just like that. I really do have to wonder how bad that loss was felt by Mr. archsimkat, but yeah, anyway. Game number 3, Crossfire Canal, FAF version, 20x20 map. Quite a big one, so obviously it's gonna be about taking the expansions on the pizza slices. As you can see that both players are gonna go for the second air factory. Or actually, Mr. Simkat actually on for the first air factory, so it seems like he might be actually planning to go for an airlock or maybe try to go and prevent the enemy transport from getting out of the base. And it seems like, yep, there's gonna be an early scout. And after that, we will see what are they gonna do. So, Mr. Simkat this time going with the Cybran in a blue color, just like in the first game. Meanwhile, Blinchik is the one going in the purple with the UEF ACU. The top corner belongs to him, the south one belongs to Simkat, and both players are for now just slowly expanding, grabbing the maxes, grabbing the expansions, hydros on their expected pizza slices. You can see that so far both players are not trying to do anything drastic. We can see some reclaim orders, some maxes, more reclaim than navy from Blinchik being scheduled, with archsimkat doing the same. So there it is, the flying eyes are out for Simkat as he's gonna go and try to scout and see what is happening in Blinchik base, who is actually heavily stalling on the energy. Oh. This is bad, you would actually expect a little bit more energy being produced at this stage of the game. But it seems like he's gonna go just fine, but the transport is gonna be his first unit out. And the flying eyes are gonna go and spot it, so we will see if Mr. Simkat is capable of getting interceptors out on time. Yep, the first Inti is out and it's gonna go and follow in the wake of the air scout. And we will see if he can go and grab this little guy here or not. After all, it's gonna be a big victory if he manages to go and shut down this transport. The T1 scout making sure that the transport doesn't disappear anywhere. We can also see on the minimap that there is one more Inti coming in. And now he's gonna go and try to rush his own interceptors to go and protect the transport, but is it gonna be fast enough? Is he gonna make it? Because the interceptors from Simkat are already on target. Yep, okay. It seems like he's gonna make it. He made it over the water and as such he can go and drop the engine, it's just fine now. The Inti is on the back of the transport, he's starting to fire, but the transport is gonna just drop down. Yep, the engines are safe and now we're gonna go and get the expansion, but unfortunately the transport will have to go and say goodbye to its own life, and after that Blinchik is gonna lose the air control, as we can see his interceptor dying to the interceptors belonging to Mr. Simkat, who has just way more air control. There is also a bomber coming. It's been spotted, but unfortunately I'm not sure if he's capable of getting rid of it. But when I go and, yeah, there is MAA out and there is even a railgun being put down by Blinchik, so it seems like this bomber is not gonna do much good. If anything, I would go and try to go and move him out of the way, otherwise he's just gonna die without doing much damage. No, Blinchik is... yep, he's gonna be safe. A single bomber killing just a single engineer is not a good trade, but even then, when we look at the state of the map, it is clear that even though Blinchik managed to go and secure the right side of the pizza that belongs to him now, it's gonna be quite hard as he lost the air control. We can see that air scouts from Simkat and interceptors are patrolling the area all over. And, yep, another transport out, carrying 6 engineers. Is he gonna make it or not? This T1 scout is gonna go and spot him, and the interceptors... yep, there is the order. The interceptors are gonna go and try to shoot it down, and... oh. Close, close, close! Only 2... oh, why? Blinchik, why? Blin, why? Why only 2 of them? Why did you let the 4 of the engineers die like that? Oh. But anyway, 2 engineers are still alive, and as such he's gonna go and start making the naval factories. So even after losing both of the transport, he's still ahead when it comes to claiming the pizza slices that are supposed to belong to him. Only now is archsimkat finally going and making the T1 transport to drop his own expansions. As we can see, 2 engines dropped, and then he's gonna go and drop them out there. Now, one more bomber going through the middle of the map. He's gonna go and try to snipe a few engineers. Though I'm not sure if it's gonna do that much, looking at the state of the game currently. There is a radar, but it's not gonna be made on time. But the factory is actually gonna finish just fine. It's not an attack order, it's a move order for the T1 bomber, so... Is it gonna drop? Is Simkat aware of the bomber just hovering over here or not? The move order is down and the attack order comes down, but it seems like he's gonna go for the engineers in the base of... Oh, no. He's just gonna go and make a U-turn and then go for the engineer here as the T1 radar is finished, the bombs are dropped and they kill the engineer, but unfortunately the radar is still alive because for whatever the reason the interceptors from Blinchik didn't have the attack order on the bomber. But they have it now and the bomber is shot down just like this. Now, yeah, you can see that the air control is firmly in hands of archsimkat. He's gonna go and try to get rid of the 2 interceptors that Blinchik have at the moment, so... Is he gonna save them or not? Yep, he most likely gonna go and save them. He have a single D1 railgun, gun turret. More bombers coming out from Simkat. Just standard stuff on pizza so far with both players trying to expand, get the economy running. And maybe then they're gonna go and start pushing with some drops or maybe some naval warfare. But even though Blinchik have this naval factory, it seems like he didn't make a single frigate. Which I find quite unexpected, considering that not only they have quite a good AA, they also provide a lot of intel, so it could be a good choice to use to scout against archsimkat, considering that Simkat have the air control firmly in his hands. We can also see first frigates coming out from Simkat, and they're gonna go straight for this naval factory here. The bomber, it seems like it's been scouted by Blinchik. Yep, it is been, and the interceptors are en route to go and finish him off. It seems like he's not gonna do much, even though if he managed to go and pick up a few engineers here, it would be a really big blow to Blinchik. But it seems like Simkat is just gonna go and try to do something entirely different. And the bomber is gonna die to the T1 interceptor. Some more scouts flying past. Where are you going? Oh, it seems like the Indies actually managed to go and sniff out this little transport here, gonna go and finish him off. Unless Simkat manages to somehow scramble his own air force, but it seems like it's not gonna happen, so the T1 transport is gonna die just like this, as the Inties are not gonna be fast enough. Or maybe... Oh, what a bastard. Yeah. He actually managed to save them because the micro was non-existent on the Blinchik side. But I guess that's to be expected, considering he have to go and work out some different issues in the game. A T1 bomber, beelining for the T1 engineer right here, and there is a drop. Blinchik coming in with a T1 drop full of T1 engines. It seems like he's gonna go for... Ooh, spicy. Gonna be a proxy yet again. It seems like he's full of cheese, a beautiful small pancake, full of delicious cheese. Meanwhile, Simkat is gonna go and finish off the T1 naval factory, making sure that Mr. Blinchik have no way to get back into the water. Yeah, when you look at the amount of the frigates, it's gonna be clear that the naval warfare is gonna be going in favor of Simkat. Bob's being dropped. The T1 radar gonna go and fall down as the Zeus is looking for one more target. He's gonna go and target some T1 engineers, or no? Why? I guess it did its job, but even then, I guess you could go and look for better targets after killing the T1 radar and the one engineer. But so far, the proxy is getting built here. Let's see if this time is gonna work out or not, because as we remember from the second game, it kind of didn't pay off to go and try for the cheeky proxy behind the enemy base, where Simkat was way ahead in the game. Even now when you go and look at the state of the game, Simkat clearly ahead in economy. Yeah, 50 mass for Blinchik and 69 for Mr. Simkat. There are Lobo drops coming in. Gonna go and... I mean Lobo, those are actually Medusa, but... Doesn't seem like they're gonna do much, but it's a good distraction. The interceptors taking some fire from the D1 ray gun. Gonna go and finish off this single cyclone. And it seems like Simkat is still not aware that there is a big problem brewing behind his base. There's a T1 engineer here who... maybe, just maybe. Is he gonna make it out or not? Is he gonna go and scout the Chiki base or not? That is the question. Because honestly, when we look at the score and the state of the map, it's clear that Blinchik is the one losing it right now. And unless he gets this... yep. The base is spotted. The engineer... the little... he's gonna start reclaiming the T1 land factory. I mean, good try. You made your best. And who's the one going T2? I guess it's Blinchik. But holy shit, it looks bad for him. So unless this little thingy here works out, it's gonna be real hard for him to come back when we look at the state of the map. Yep, no navy. The air control is still in the hands of Mr. Simkat, I think. Although actually no, that is only 17 versus... okay, he's actually back in the air game. Although he's still way behind on the T2 Maxes, but the Medusas, I mean Lobos, coming from the proxy, are gonna go and make a short work out of this base, unless he reacts in time. The first shots are fired on the T2 Max, Lobo lobbing the shells, but the engineers react and start making T1 PDs to go and deal with it. The first one is up, the T2 Max is down, more shots being fired. Let's see, what are they shooting at? They're trying to go, yep, T2 Pigeon is down. The T1 PDs are also falling down, but it seems like they're still gonna go and deal a lot of damage to the Lobos. It seems like this T2 Pigeon is gonna get saved, and Renegades being bulled. More T2 Maxes under fire from the Lobos. It seems like he's gonna go and drop, like Simkat is gonna go and drop his ACU with the T2 Trans and try to go and secure his own base, because it's not looking pretty, honestly. It is looking quite bad. He might be winning the navy at the moment, but there are little pesky stuff behind your home. You should go and deal with these pests. Yep, although it seems like he's actually gonna go and manage to deal with it. The Renegades and the ACU is gonna be enough to go and deal with this small proxy. Even more as there is a small Medusa drop behind the proxy, so it's gonna go and deal with the build power in there, making sure that the stream of the T1 unit is gonna be stopped just like this. When we look at this state, oh, it's a small energy stall, but honestly nothing so bad currently when it comes to Simkat. Meanwhile, Blinchik is just fine on his eco, not counting that he's getting dropped on the left part of his pizza, and he just lost, oh my, the Janus T2 Bombas. They're gonna coming to go and ruin your day. Straight from Vietnam with the best napalm technology. Yep, Blinchik is actually making T2 air. It seems like he's sure that he can go and win the air back with the amount of mass he invested in the interceptors. Even more so, as he really dealt a lot of damage with his drops. We can also see one more drop coming in. We will see if it's gonna go and deal some damage or not. The ACU from Simkat is gonna go and... yep, he's gonna go and deal with the proxy, so the proxy is now out of oh wait, it's a... oh, it's not a drop, it's actually a get the gunship. Pum 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 goes the mech marines. Pum 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 goes the mech marines. You can hear them going pum 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 pum. And they drop down. The commandos are on the field. Look at them. Muscular men of the UEF Navy. They are here and they mean business. Pew pew pew. And now they had to fall back. Oh my. When I was looking at the mech marines, there was an airfight in progress, and it seems like Mr. Blinchik won it hands down. As he's... oh, the AC is actually in quite a bad shape. It seems like he's taking way too much fire from the Lobos, and the Renegades alone are not enough to go and withstand the fire. Yes, barn, baby, barn, commies. glorious Janus U from the UEF burning the commie scum. The Red will not live one more day any longer as the ACU is still under heavy fire from the Lobos. Look at how many of them are here. The ACU need to keep on dancing all around. It's looking bad as there is even more and more Januses and oh. That's a really nice line of pigeons that's gonna burn down quite fast. Yikes. Just look at this. This is Pearl Harbor right here, maybe even Vietnam. Poor red Cybran commies are not gonna withstand it. And even though archsimkat have the control over the navy, it's just looking pretty bad. With no air control, it seems like he's not gonna recover at all. His energy is dying, or maybe not. Oh yes, it is. As all the pigeons in his main base got destroyed, and it seems like the T1 pigeons being produced on the other side of the pizza are not gonna be enough to go and cover for his energy needs. The Januses are still throwing the napalm. Look at them go. Taking a beautiful turn and trying to shake off the interceptor that is on its back. Oh no, is it gonna die? Ooh, no, goodbye honey, it was good to know you. But even then, all of the damage that has been dealt to the base is still... it's enormous. I really don't think that Mr. Simkat can go and recover. When you look at the mass state and the energy state, it's just bad. And then look at all these T1 interceptors flying all over his base. This... yeah, there's even more Januses coming. The T1 frigates are not gonna be enough. Even more on the left side. The proxy base that I thought was gonna be dealt with by renegades and the ACU is still up and running, putting out a big amount of Lobos. The T2 Air HQ burning down in flames, trying to purify. It's a sad day to go and see. Even Lobos are raining shells. Another airfight going in hands to Mr. Blinchik. It seems like this game is gonna be over. I mean, I think it was over the moment the Januses came over the head of the Mr. Simkat and started throwing napalm everywhere. So right now, all it takes to go and finish the game is get rid of the ACU as it tries to go for the... oh no, it's not gonna... oh yes, he's gonna go and try to beeline for the shoreline and drop down to the water. But it's not gonna be given to him today. The Lobos, Januses, and other kind of strange machinery coming from Mr. Blinchik are gonna make sure that the Cybran ACU is not gonna see yet another day. This is the last moments of the Cybran scum that have dared to face against the mighty UEF. I mean, he's still dancing around and doing pretty good for the amount of units that are all around him, but hey, this is it. The ACU is gonna burn down. Yep, that was hot. A lot of hot napalm all around. The ACU goes boom! And just like this, Mr. Blinchik secures the 3rd place in Lots Qualifiers. And as such, he makes it to the main tournament. GG, well played, and hope you enjoyed.